Blue and red lights flashed across the water, slicing the night open, making my heart beat double time. You ever see a place you thought was your safe zone turn into a stage for something you never signed up for? That was us, that night, standing on our porch with the dog whining, my kid clutching my hand, and two police cruisers painting our fence in colors that did not feel like home. And there she was, Karen from the HOA, standing at the edge of our yard like she was about to deliver a royal decree. I'll never forget the way she pointed at our brand new fence, voice sharp as a paper cut. That fence is illegal. Officers, tell him to take it down. And just like that, my life was no longer about a quiet evening by the lake. It all started so simple, you know? My wife Sarah and I, she's a second-grade teacher, heart of gold, saved every penny for years to buy this little slice of heaven at Lake Meadow. I work mornings at a marine repair shop and afternoons at home, just a regular guy. We moved in May, full of those big hopes, the kind that make you scrub used furniture till it shines and teach your kid to always return borrowed tools better than he found them. Our son, Liam, he's 7, kind of kid who'll wave at strangers and stick "Beware of Dreams" signs on the fence just because it makes him laugh. Our dog, Scout, loyal to the bone. We did the cookies on the doorstep thing, met the neighbors, tried hard to be the sort of people you want next door. Karen met us on day 3. She had that smile you wear when you're making sure nobody steps out of line, not a crumb on her porch. "I'm chair of compliance," she said, and handed us the rulebook. No fences at the waterline. No gates on common property. No exceptions. We read it, wanted to do things right. And when we decided we needed a fence, it wasn't to hog the lake. It was to keep our dog and our kids safe, plain and simple. Hired a surveyor, Mr. Patel, measure twice, cut once guy, who marked the property line with orange tape and gave us a drawing so technical it looked like the blueprint for a rocket. We stayed inside the line, picked a black aluminum fence low enough you could see the lake right through it, put in a child-safe latch, and even hung up Liam's goofy little sign. We filed every form, attached every permit, wrote the nicest letter you ever saw to the HOA. 9 days later, bam. Letter in the mail, denied. Remove structure immediately. Fines begin Friday. Thing is, the fence wasn't even built yet. Still, Saturday morning, Karen herself comes marching down and slaps a violation notice on our mailbox. I met her at the curb, trying to smile. "I think there's a mistake," I said. She put on her sunglasses like a shield. "No mistake. No fences at the water. People like you try to privatize the lake." I tried to show her the survey, but she told me to appeal at the board meeting. 2 weeks away. Life went on. Kid almost chased the dog straight into the water after a duck. My heart about dropped out of my chest. So, I put the fence up, staying inside every line, measuring twice, emailing the HOA, calling, getting nothing but silence. Karen filmed us from the street, posted on the neighborhood app, stoked a fire I didn't even know was smoldering. Some neighbors backed her, some backed us, and suddenly our quiet life was the subject of a comment war. Finished the fence, and I swear it was the least threatening fence you ever saw. My wife hung a bell on the gate, and that night we grilled chicken and waved at old Mr. Jenkins, who told us, "A fence is a promise. You're keeping safe the things inside." Next morning, HOA newsletter. Page 2. Photo of our fence with a red X over it. Owner refuses to comply. Felt like being put on trial by people I'd only just met. Then the fine started. Remove the fence in 48 hours or $100 a day. But the survey said we were in the right. The city permit said so too. We decided to stand our ground. Firm, but polite. And that's when the sirens showed up, and Karen called the police. That night became a circus. Karen, folder under her arm, crowd of neighbors, officers asking for my papers, city permit, survey, every dotted I and crossed T. Officer Martinez walked the line, nodded, told Karen, "Ma'am, this is his yard." She didn't listen. Pushed open the gate, stepped right in. That little bell rang, sweet as a chime, and my whole body went cold. "Ma'am, step back," Martinez said. She just kept going, checked the fence, slipped on the wet grass, and almost went in the lake. Would have if Martinez and I hadn't both grabbed her. But it didn't end there. She turned to the crowd, holding up her wrist where the latch snapped back. "He grabbed me. He hurt me." I could hear the gasps, feel the eyes burning holes in my back. I tried to stop her from falling. I said, "But truth gets slippery when fear's in the air." Officer Martinez took control, and before I knew it, Karen was cuffed for trespass. The crowd was silent, but in her eyes I saw a promise. This wasn't over. The next day, we were served. Civil action from the HOA, Karen's signature bold at the bottom. Now it was legal. Now it was war. Fines stacking up, meetings turning nasty. People throwing stones in words and notes. And then, literally, a brick through our fence, red letters. Take it down, or else. Then another note. Court won't save you. Take it down, or we'll make you. Our home stopped feeling safe. Sarah baked cookies for the neighbors. Some supported us, others turned their backs. Division ran deeper than the lake. We lawyered up, David Carter, cool as ice, sharp as glass. He said we had a case, but warned us it would get worse before it got better. The HOA piled on fines, threatened to lean on our home. We put up cameras, caught 2 kids, one of them the son of a board member, smashing the fence with a crowbar, pouring gas, trying to light it up in the middle of a thunderstorm. Police caught them, soaked and shaking, and when they confessed, they said Karen told them to stop us. You'll never win, she told us the next night, her face cold in the headlights. Now it's too late. That was the last straw. Our lawyer filed for a restraining order, pressed criminal charges for harassment, trespass, vandalism, and attempted arson. The news spread, neighbors started picking sides more openly. Some meals on our porch, some glares from across the street. At the next HOA meeting, packed wall to wall, Karen stood in front of the crowd, bandage on her wrist, talking about community and rules. Mr. Jenkins stood up, voice rough but sure. That fence doesn't ruin the view. It saves a child. The room exploded, half with applause, half with protest. But the board held the line. The court would decide. The night before the trial, Karen showed up at our door. No sunglasses, no clipboard. She looked smaller, exhausted. I didn't tell those boys to do what they did. I just wanted the rules respected. Sarah, always the peacemaker, told her we never wanted this either, but she made us enemies over a view and a rule. Rules without kindness are just cages, I said, and for a second, I saw something crack in her. Then she was gone. The trial was everything you'd expect. Local reporters, courtroom packed, Karen's lawyer trying to paint us as stubborn, our lawyer laying out the survey, the permits, the threats, the video of the attack. Officer Martinez told the truth, plain and simple. This family followed the law. Karen broke it. The judge dismissed the HOA's fines, ruled in our favor, ordered Karen to pay for the fence and our legal fees. The gavel struck and it should have felt like victory, but I just felt tired. But you know what? It wasn't the end. A week later, a letter showed up, slid under our door. You may have won in court, but you've lost this community. Sell and leave before it gets worse. No name, just bitterness. But instead of leaving, something else started to happen. Neighbors who'd kept their distance began to reach out. Mrs. Gomez brought over a casserole. Jenkins mowed the grass by our fence. Even folks who'd once sided with Karen stopped by to say, we got it wrong. Karen? She resigned from the board, faded away. Some said she moved, others that she never left her house again. Either way, her reign was over. We rebuilt the fence, stronger than ever. Liam's Beware of Dreams sign still swings on the gate. Scout runs free. And Sarah, she stands on the porch with me every evening, the lake glowing gold. The scars are still there. The dented rail, the memories of headlights at midnight, the nights spent wondering what would come next. But so is something else. We drew a line and stood our ground. We learned that empathy and strength aren't opposites. They're partners. Kindness can stand up to cruelty. Community can heal, but only if someone's brave enough to draw the first line and say, no more. So, yeah, the battle for Lake Meadow isn't over. The scars are real, but so is the peace. When the wind rattles that little bell on the gate, it's not a warning anymore. It's a promise. Where are you watching from tonight? And what line would you draw to protect the people you love? Tell me down below, because sometimes the only way to win is to stand together.